All right. Welcome to another episode of Something for the People. This is your boy B Hunt, aka the Silent Prophet, along with my co-host Big Country.
What's good, people?
Top notch for your viewing pleasure. We got the great DK.
Good, fellas.
Top notch. So, how y'all day been going?
It's been good. Just been working, trying to set things up for my mom's party, all that kind of stuff. She has her half birthday today. If you don't understand, because her birthday's in December. It's December 15th. So one of the issues is she could really never have parties because it's close to around Christmas, friends and all that stuff. They want to go kick it with their family and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So she was like, well, I'm going to have a birthday in July.
You know what? It's my son's birthday is in December. I'm gonna start throwing him a half birthday.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, though, because you're like, hold up. Man, that's like when your birthday is close around another holiday, people try to mash it all in there. It's like, hold up, I want my day just like everybody else got their day.
I understand equality. I dig it. Like I said, I'm gonna mention it to my wife, see if we gonna move in that direction. Cause I don't want my kid to be getting half.
Right.
You're like, oh, I get screwed over because my birthday's around another holiday.
Yeah.
That's just like it. My son's birthday is January 1st. So if I was that type of parent, and old school parents love to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, your birthday around Christmas, man, you gonna get that Christmas present. That's your birthday present too.
You gotta get a little extra.
It's like just about that. And it's like, hold up, I ain't get the party, I ain't get all the other stuff everybody else got. So it's like, man.
Yeah, I feel that. How about you, fam?
It's tough. I mean, I feel that's like Kimber, my oldest daughter. Her birthday is July 3rd. So she can never really have a party with all her friends there because everybody gone on the 4th. You know what I mean? So I kind of switched with her this year. So she took my birthday, which is like June 28th, that weekend before. It worked out, but yeah, I can see where that could be a little tough. It makes sense, though.
Yeah. I think I like the show. All right. Outside of that, let's jump into these topics, gentlemen. All right. For Shooting Breeze today, we have how can couples avoid weaponization of sex, finance, and gender roles while promoting a healthy home life?
How can they avoid it? You can't avoid it. I'm sorry. One of them topics gonna come up. And that's just the honest truth is at some point in time, you're going to have to deal with finances. You're going to have to deal with sex because what y'all used to do, unless y'all were just super freaky in the beginning, like the more you start getting to know each other and being with each other more, hey, we're going to have to turn this faucet on up. We can't keep
Drip.
Yeah, it's like, we got to do a little more or maybe a little less depending on, like, when you were in your 20s, you could wild out. Now you got kids, you got responsibilities. You can't be doing the same wild stuff you used to do. Well, in the same capacity. You can probably here and there, but you're going to have to schedule that wild out session.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, nobody want to come in. Like, I've been scarred before. Like, nobody want to come in and be like, mom, what are you doing?
Hey.
Like, oh my God.
You know what? I just feel like National Geographic be showing a little graphic image. I be like, this is just part of life. Sometimes you just walk in on some wild stuff, man.
No.
Like, look,
I was young. I was like probably about 8. And, you walk in, you're like, oh, okay. And then you just walk right back out.
Yeah, but
it's like nobody has the conversation or says nothing about it. It's like this never took place. It never happened.
The reason you don't have that conversation is because life is going to teach you eventually what just took place.
Right.
So I don't necessarily feel like I need to be the one to break it to you.
I guess so.
This is why you knock before you enter your parents' room. You can't buzzing in.
That was that old rule, you knock before you enter.
Yeah.
And I'm like, most people didn't realize until that one time
you messed up.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you didn't knock. Now it's like, now it's like, oh, are they looking at you? Or you just like, oh, you know what, I'm going to go right out. I ain't see nothing.
You know what I'm saying?
But the reason I bring up all these different things is because at some point in time, you're going to have to deal with, you're going to have to discuss. And we're all creatures of habit. We want to win.
Right.
Like, nobody likes to lose. So it's like, if I feel I'm doing more than you, it's like I got more leverage than you. I will bring up more things than you because I'm like, oh, well, I'm winning. Even though in a relationship, that's not how it's supposed to work.
Right.
That doesn't actually work for anyone's benefit. But you get to a point where it's like, hey, okay, finances. If you're making all the money and you're paying most of or all the bills, things like that, a lot of times us as men will be like, I got way more say so than you because this don't run without me.
Right. Part of that, I feel like, because I was watching this little episode on Netflix talk about, you know, how to get your rich life, right? And it's this guy on there. He was like, hey, bro, before we got married, I was an electrical engineer. I was making all kinds of money. I didn't have to do, you know, all kinds of stuff. Mm-hmm. And then they had 2 kids. And because at the time she was making more money at her job, right, he said, I'm going to stay at home. I'll be a stay-at-home dad for this. As soon as he did that, mm-hmm, all your purchases, I need to know what you buying, when you buying it. And majority of the time, she giving him no on everything. And he was like, I didn't sacrifice my power and finance to inherit a tyrant and a dictator. Like, yeah. So I just feel like because men have been in this space so long where, you know, I'm typically giving. Right. Like, yeah, I get my check, I'm going to get it. My daughter needs something, you got it. My wife needs something, you ain't really got to ask me about it. I prefer you just go get it, and then, because it's going to take more time for us to have this conversation than it is you just go buy it, and then I'll make it up on the back end. I'm good. Yeah. But when you start being with the new dynamic we got, everybody can get a check, everybody can get the money, and I'm not in any way talking against that. Like, yeah, go get your bread, go get your money. Get paid. It's just, once you and your spouse sit down at the table and dictate how we gonna move, I'm gonna stay at home, you gonna make the bank. Mm-hmm. You gonna have to assume that gender role that men used to carry. So we seasoned in the game. So it's like, I'm not really finna be concerned about this type of money. I just know either I'm gonna make more or I can set strict boundaries. This is the budget. Exactly. Yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah, and I think that the fact that boundaries need to be set, you know, you have to set the boundaries, but there's like a competitive edge in there also. Even within the relationship, I feel like if I'm making more, then yeah, I do have more of a say so. But it's always gonna be when the table turn, when the roles change. It's like, damn, you know what I mean? Like, can I accept this and then accept what comes with taking a lesser role, so to speak, especially as a man, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like as a man, I can't take the lesser role because when I take the lesser role, now I feel like you just foot on my neck a little bit, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? So, I mean...
like, it gets to that point where I know there's a lot of ladies that say men can't take the back seat, but I think men can take the back seat. It just depends on how you move in the front seat. Because, okay, hear me out.
I'm going to hear you out.
Okay. What I mean by that is if what you are actually doing is in the best interest of the family, I can't have an issue with it. But I've seen a lot of times, as a man, I'm not saying all men, because I never deal in all absolutes. Right. But what I'm saying, a lot of times when men make money, they make money for their family. When a lot of ladies make money, it's like, I make money for me and then it trickles down to the family. Right. And what I'm saying is, as a dude, it don't trickle down for me. It's like, when I make this money, it goes directly to this family. There's no, well, I'm going to take care of what I need, and then, everybody else gets theirs off of once I've gotten what I needed. Right. But a lot of times I've seen, I'm like, if I'm wrong, I would like somebody to correct me on the right way about it. But a lot of times, as a dude, it's like, okay, make sure these bills and this house is paid first off, no matter what. My family needs to have a place to stay. My family needs to have lights. They need to have food. They need to have these things. These are essential before anything. Then it's like, oh, do my children got clothes to wear? You may not have the best clothes, but you got clothes to wear. Mm-hmm. Do you have shoes on your feet? Like, because I would think, and I would say you're a trash man if you're looking out for yourself before you're looking out for your family's well-being.
Right.
But a lot of times when I've seen certain things, when the dynamic is flipped, it's like, oh, well, I take care of me, and then it kind of trickles down to the children, the husband, things like that. Right. So that's why a lot of men are like, they're taking the lesser role and then still basically get screwed over.
I go by the standard, right?
Okay.
Men, if you said this on the last episode and previous ones, we said this. If someone wants to come into your house and it's with violent, murderous intent, who they dealing with?
Oh yeah, they're gonna deal with man first.
You gonna deal with? You gonna have to get through me to get to them.
Exactly.
So, because if we all take into account the ultimate sacrifice is life. If I'm willing to lay my life down for this family, then it's hard for me to take a back seat on that. It's hard for me to be like, nah, I can't go get this, or I can't do that. Because most of the time, with that level of respect, if you're willing to sacrifice that greatly for your family, it makes no sense for a dude to be like, oh, no, you can't have these shoes. Oh, no, you can't eat this food. Oh, no, you can't.
Right.
I'm willing to give my life.
Right.
So
that's my all, right?
That's everything I got. That's everything I got. So that's why I'm like, the status of your family as far as whether it be financial or well-being or even the schools and the neighborhoods your kids go back, that mainly reflects back on the man.
Yeah.
So if your family ain't doing as well, they're going to be like, well, but your father might not have a good job. Your father might be out here in the streets. Your father doing all kinds of...
That's very true.
So if that's the case, once the roles switch, the problem is nobody else's perception of that household switch. The murderer come in the house, the man still gonna jump up and handle it. And don't get me wrong, I feel like that should be the way, because you're more equipped to do something.
Yeah.
If the kids in these shoes, it's still me, because you're gonna be like, well, I wanted to buy my high heels, and it was either buy me high heels and them some, what we call them bobos back in the day, when the shoes didn't got no name.
Yeah.
Buy the kids some bobos, because, I'm finna go to the job. I still need to look cute, because a woman's femininity, unfortunately, plays a portion in how far she gets up in the, economic ladder. Like, you want to be the boss, well, you need to look good too.
Yeah.
And like I said, that's real sexist, but I have to speak with honesty if I'm going to be here talking to you. So, the better you look, typically the further you go. So, if you getting to the next position is dictated by whether you got on these high heels or these shoes over here, and you like, well, the kids, they ain't really going, they ain't doing that, they just going to school. So now the kids got to suffer.
Right. Yeah.
When you start talking about manual labor jobs, who are the people in those jobs typically? Men. So it don't, a pair of work boots, I can wear a pair of work boots the whole year. Dirty, sponged up, beat up, stabbed, it don't matter. When you see my kids though, because that's my status symbol.
There we go.
Yeah, my kid got the jeans on. What you mean? My kid, no, they in every sport, athletic, whatever. If my kid want it, I provide it.
Right.
Granted, I look like this to provide it, but I'm willing to do that in order, because my status as far as financial isn't dictated by how I look, unless I'm a model, which I'm not. So,
Yeah.
if I put in work and I look like I'm working, and my kids look like I'm successful, it don't matter what I look like. I'm successful because my kids, they show you that, oh, he's putting in work.
Yeah.
And that's how they work. And that's why I feel like it's very difficult. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but it is going to be very difficult just based on the amount of sacrifice a man ultimately has to make all the expectation of what a man has sacrificed. If I got to sacrifice my life, I'm not going to sit in the backseat.
Yeah. But I was thinking of one thing because I do want to be fair to the ladies. One of the parts that also, like, you know, for men, finance, making sure they have their stuff together and their family has their stuff together, I would say the woman with her house. Because I really don't hear too many people speak about, oh, that man got a dirty house.
Yeah.
Most times they'll be like, that's on her.
It really
Like,
is.
like the house is dirty, your woman lazy. It don't matter if she been working, what she been doing. If that house is dirty,
Because you got to look at it like this, man. The fact that you got a house is that's the man. The man went to work, he bought the house, right?
Yeah.
That's at least how the westernized society gender roles dictated back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
You go in the house, oh, the kids do have nice shoes, she just don't put them on the kids. So the man did his job. I provided the good stuff. You just don't let them wear the good stuff.
Right.
If the hair ain't done, I make enough to either if you need to learn how to do some hair or you need to take it to the salon or the barbershop. Now, typically men take it to the barbershop. So, you know, that's all back on us. But outside of the cut,
Yeah.
the clothes, hey, I made enough money. I'm at work. I can't be out here in the store. Like, look, I'll buy it online, put it on my baby. Like, come on. Look, it's your job as a man. If you're going by nuclear family type gender roles, it's your job as a man to provide the good life.
yeah,
And it's your wife's job to organize it and make it look like, hey, this is what it looked like. Somebody putting in work over here. Why? Because the TVs are nice, the house is clean. It's your job to present what I'm putting out.
yeah. Like
You the artist.
I give you the money, you make the money work.
Yeah, you make the money work. Like, because if I'm gonna really take us to that next level, if I'm gonna be the sole provider, if I'm gonna really take us to that next level, it's a lot of focus I gotta put into this career. Because like I said, it ain't based on what I look like; it's based on my output.
Exactly.
So if I'm putting in a lot of work, I really don't have enough time or enough of me to allocate to these other areas in life. That's why you had those kids be like, well, my father, he never really came to my games. My father, he never. You got to take that with a grain of salt, because the fact that you was able to go to the game, had a suit,
You had the pads, you had the cleats or whatever you needed.
When you went there, you wasn't hungry. You got food. Just the environment you got there. I had to sacrifice. I've yet to meet a father who's like, I would hate to go to any of my kids' games or any of my kids' events. Yeah. It's never that I don't want to go. It's just that I know I got to sacrifice some of that seeing, some of that experience so you can have a better experience.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, I can't. It's hard for me to take the back seat, or it's hard for men to take the back seat, because we understand high levels of sacrifice. Like, I get.
So when you talk about like the woman like taking care of the household and things like that, that's why a lot of times I think men perceive that as disrespect almost. Like when you're providing all this, you going out and you busting your tail to put this on the table, and you come home and the house ain't clean. There's no food on the table. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that. That's why a lot of times it's like, yeah, I feel for the sisters, but I feel, bro, also, because it's like, well, damn, you know what I mean? You can't expect this man to go out. And you know how our days, all these ain't no 6-8 hour days. 10, 12, sometimes 13, 14 hour days, you getting it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I can see both sides, but as far as household and the structure goes, you know what I mean? Like you said, that's the structure that we were brought up with, that we were taught. This is how it goes. The man does this. You know what I mean? The woman takes care of this on this side. So, I mean, it goes both ways, definitely. But I mean, I feel like at the end of the day, that man is doing what he needs to do, and it goes way past just financial. It goes emotional, spiritual. Y'all know how the household goes, man. And the household is work itself. You know what I mean? So I feel like, yeah, at the end of the day, it's a structure, it's a balance that's set there for a purpose. And right balance is what keeps the peace. You know what I mean?
Yeah. As long as everybody's on the same page.
Right.
Because the big issue we have is everybody wants to be the head, but don't want the drawbacks of being the head. Because I know there's a lot of people out here that's like, I could do it just as good as the next person. But the thing is, you have to deal with the consequences. If my family falls, it's my fault.
Mm-hmm.
It's our fault that our family failed. No, it's my fault because I'm the head of my house. So as the head of my house, if somebody break in this house right now, I'm going to handle whether life or death comes from it. Whether I lose my life in it, I have to do that because that's my job. If you're not willing to actually, you can't be like, oh, I'll delegate this part to you, but then I want all this part. It's like cutting out the bad parts of something, but, oh, I want the good parts of it. It's like, no, because if money needs to be taken care of, I guarantee these lights going to be on. I guarantee this rent's going to be, this mortgage going to be paid, all this other kind of stuff. I guarantee this because as the head of this household, I have to. It's not a, well, maybe, well, possibly kind of thing like that. It's like, no, this has to be done. Now, my children, I have to make sure my children have health care because, again, we know with little kids, all the time, it just seems like they get sick a lot. And it's like, I got to make sure that's taken care of because if my children get sick, that's A, my legacy. B, it's like, I would rather die right now than have my children go through any of the stuff that I went through. I would sacrifice myself for my children without question, without second thought right now. But that is the job of what that used to be the traditional job of a man. Now there's a lot of men over here doing the same thing that a lot of ladies are doing. Oh, I want the benefits part, but I'm going to cut out the actual responsibilities, the accountability part, the actual tasks that were delegated to you. If you go biblically, it was delegated to you by God.
Right.
But, some people take the Bible with a grain of salt now. It's like, oh, well, these things have been working for generations. You know what? I don't really like that part. Oh, that submissive part? No. We're going to take that out. Like that right there. Oh, no. We should be faithful and not cheat. We're going to keep that part. But that submissive part, we're going to take that. Like, remove that part.
Yeah. And before we jump to the next one, just to speak on the weaponization part, you gotta look at it's almost as if it's a divided house, right?
Yeah.
So you went out, you made all this money, and you put all this stuff inside the house, right? Now you saying you view it as an attack almost. And I agree with you 100%. It's disrespectful if I paid for everything and bought everything to put in here, and it looked messy. Like you don't take pride, you don't respect the work I put in, you don't respect none of that. Okay, so now, if you ain't doing your job, then at that point, you just declare war in your household. You just divided your house. Now it's like, boom. Now I got to use my resources. And typically, if you are the man who provides all the funds, your atomic bomb is what? Removal of finance. Okay, you don't like the fact that the TV got 1 trillion channels? Okay, cut that cable off. Let me see how you live now in this house. With that, okay. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you eat takeout every couple of days? You know what? No takeout. You need to cook every meal because you need to respect the stuff I bring to you. That's what you need to do.
Yeah.
Then she take it as an attack on, so I'm not enough? Me just being here for you? Right. Ain't everything you need? You saying that it's more than I can do? You ain't never here anyway because you always at work. Next thing you know, when you do get home, or you do got a day off, the first thing that shut off is the panties. No, ain't no need to go into this bedroom. We ain't doing none of that. No, I don't feel like it. I got a headache. I'm upset. I'm this, that, and the third. But I'm like, I've been dealing with people who've been mad at me all week and wanted something from me all week. Mm-hmm. Now when I got somebody who's supposed to be providing this for me, you tell me I can't have that, so now I'm living this whole life. Now I sacrificed everything, all my time for everybody else. Not one moment that I asked you for. This hour, this 30 minutes, this little snippet right here. You want to tell me I got to sacrifice that too? Right. That's her time bomb. So now I got to turn back around and I got to cut most stuff off. Before, eventually, you got to ask yourself, how far does this war go before we just have to call it quits? Because I'm not going to go to the point where the sacrifice have to leak over to my kids. I'm not going there.
Yeah, that's too far.
That's too far. It's just, that's how that break down.
Oh, I'm just saying.
It start with a small act of disrespect. And it might not even been that. It was just, maybe she just really, you got you a woman who just never was taught how to clean.
Yeah.
They exist nowadays.
Yeah.
Fact.
Oh,
she never learned how to cook. She never learned how to clean. She don't know how to keep a home. And so she like, you asking me to do something, I'm going to have to get some books, man. I don't know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. This is how my house looked every day. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I agree with you.
So before you start weaponizing, go to your partner and try to figure out, well, what's the disconnect? Because my expectations is here. But I ain't never have to do that. Well, let me get you around some people, baby, that do that. Mm-hmm. Let me get you home. Let me bring my mom in here. I know you probably don't like her. Yeah. Well, let me bring her. She can teach you what I expect. She can teach you what I expect. You can at least learn how to cook my favorite dish. Just one of them. Mm. That's all I'm saying. Before you get to, I need to throw some information in. That's it. And then try to get what you want first.
Yeah.
Now, if you can't get that though, I'm not one to
like monopoly. Invest in your property, and then if your property isn't going to bring forth what you need, the investment that you wanted, hey, maybe I should trade this property.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds messed up, but it's logical. It's like, hey, okay, there's like versus Boardwalk. Everybody knows Boardwalk and Park Place are two most expensive properties. Right. If you land on there, I built these hotels, it's over.
Yeah.
No matter how much money you got.
You land, it's over. It's dead.
Now, if you go, what's that one, Baltic?
Yeah, Baltic Avenue.
Yeah.
I call it the Snooty Fox, the brown section.
Yeah, the brown one, right once you get there. It's like, hold up, man. Okay, this property could do a little work, but it's like it ain't gonna really hit like I need it to hit.
Yeah,
it's like it's not gonna get us that monopoly that what we trying to do.
It's not gonna break them. Right. So I feel you. I typically go for like the little, not the sky blue, but the orange and the purple. Like right
green's where I'm at. It's like that green because it's not there.
That's high end, man.
I want high end. It's like I don't work hard to get the low.
I agree, but I just be like, it take a lot to build. I might have to go to the Snooty Fox first, build that, get the vibe. We talking Monopoly.
But most people know Monopoly. You play the game, but Monopoly piss people off. So that's the same as relationships.
Couple boys with flip. All right. Moving on. How important is your mental health and well-being as a father, and how do you maintain it?
I would say your mental health should be one of the most important things as a father, because I think for a lot of people, especially young boys and girls, you take your main cues from your father. Like, what I mean by that is like, when I was young, I never noticed because, like, you know, as a young boy, you want to be around your mom a lot. Your mom give you the things you want. But as you get older, you realize that a lot of the things that your father did, without you even noticing, you're doing those exact same things. Like, if your father have good work ethic, more than likely that rubbed off on you. If your father knew it was a mechanic, my dad know how to do so much stuff, and I was like, man, I hated working with my daddy. I hated working with him. But then all of a sudden, as I got older, and I was talking to my brother the other day, I'm like changing my brakes, doing certain things, being able to work on things in my house, all that kind of stuff. I'm like, all those things just click. And I'm like, without me knowing 100%, it was like, what my dad gave me, that work ethic, that mindset that, hey, by any means necessary, we're going to get this.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying your mom can't give you those things, but a lot of times, especially as young boys, it's like, man, I'm under my mama because A, mama's more nurturing. B, mama gonna give me most of the things I want, and she ain't gonna be as hard on me as dad. But when you realize your dad being that hard on you a lot of times actually made you able to deal with this world, made you able to move and do all those things.
So one part where you said mama's more nurturing, I would like to challenge that.
Depending on what you consider nurturing.
No, by definition, coaches are nurturers. Like football coaches, they nurture because they teaching you, they bringing you up in the game.
Yeah.
If you go into your house and you said, my father taught me how to repair my household and get, okay, well then your father was what? Teaching you. He was a mentor. Mm-hmm. So that's nurturing. Mm-hmm. Just because it's hard nurturing doesn't mean it ain't nurturing. Mm-hmm. It's just on two different spectrums. Mama give you the ice cream, dad teach you how to make the money to go buy it.
Yeah.
Two different lessons taught two different ways. But ultimately, she just taught you if you want it, I'll give it to you. Mm-hmm. He taught you if you want to go get it.
Yeah.
That's like I said, I'm a firm believer in I don't really feel like women do more nurturing than men do. Consoling, comforting, yeah. My father, I'm not going to sit back and tell you that he the most, like, gentle, loving, nurturing, hug you, kiss you type. He ain't that dude. That ain't him. Vice versa, I'm not that dude either, you know. But if I ever walked in the house with an issue or a problem, mm-hmm. if he can't teach me how to solve it myself, right. he going to go solve it. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, that's nurturing, probably not. But the other stuff you said, I 100% agree.
Okay.
Back to, I haven't got off on
the mental health part.
Oh, mental health. All right. Now, when it comes to mental health, being that I feel like a man is if we looking at a family as a house, the foundation, the supports of it is the man. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really care about the walls. They just care about the decorations you put on. Mm-hmm. But the fact that the house is there before we need a decoration. So the house technically is more important. So if you got a guy who got, you know, like, I'm feeling stressed, I'm feeling put out, I'm feeling disrespect. Like, you know, if you don't take care of the house, it don't matter how many pictures you put on the wall gonna fall down, the wall gonna fall down. We gonna be outside.
Like termites.
Yeah.
Oh, this house could look real nice. Let some termites get up in there.
That's going on.
Yeah. Internal.
Mm-hmm.
First, if you want to drop the property value of your home, let somebody look and be like, oh, you got cracks in the foundation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, but it's a 3-story house, but you got 3 stories sitting on something that can't support 3 stories.
It wasn't built on solid ground.
It's on solid ground. Mm-hmm. So that's why I feel like when it comes to mental health of a man, yeah, you really should go through the process of keeping yourself mentally stable.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
but also I would say a lot of times we pass down certain things from father to son that we shouldn't, that we have to try to check. And what I mean by that is, if you knew it was wrong when your daddy did it to you, like, there's a difference between, hey, he was hard on me. That's your job as a father to be hard on your children so your children will not be weak in this world.
Right. But
there's a difference between I'm hard on you and almost abuse. Like, either whether it's mental or physical. You know, daddy whoop you. This is a different story. It's a different whooping when mama whoop you. Mama probably got limits. Like, you know what? Dad's just like, nah, I'm gonna make sure you get this point.
I feel like my father's whoopings was like event based. It's like you stole, it's close to death. Like, you know what? You talking to a girl, you know what I'm saying? You got caught. All right, man. I gotta get you something. You shouldn't be doing that. You disrespect another man's home. However, you know, I've been.
It ain't that.
That ain't terrible. You know, man.
But that's the idea. Is like I wish men would actually get counseling for certain things. Like, the reason I didn't need counseling is because, honestly, psychology was my major. And then also thinking about things, I've always been one of those, I'm going to keep thinking about it and, like, try to see it from different points of view. Because I'm like, man, my dad was hard on me on stuff. I was like, God dang, like, you came in the house angry, kind of stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, like, but as I got older and my father finally started explaining certain things, how his dad acted, it was like, it was trauma from what his dad, like, I ain't never got whooped for Tylenol. Like, my dad talking about, oh, you get whooped for Tylenol? Asking for Tylenol? It's like, God dang. It's like I can't have a headache. But
You got a headache for.
it's like, I understand why my dad did the things he did as I got older, because I started looking at my grandfather. Then I thought about, maybe that was how my grandfather dealt with the things his father did.
That stuff be coming from a long line of, bro. I'm talking about that stuff be way down. It don't just be, that's what I was thinking about. Because I talked to my dad about his dad. And I'm like, but what if I was able to talk to my grandpa about his dad?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, bro, that stuff, it just, like, when you come about trickling down, that trickles down. For sure.
Yes.
And mental health is so scary, especially with the black man, because typically, who do you go to when you have these thoughts? If I'm going to tell anybody, I'm probably going to tell my girl, my wife, for this or that.
Yeah.
But then, they'll turn around, throw that in your face.
Because,
bro, you see what I'm saying? It's almost like a catch-22.
yeah.
You know what I mean? This is a lose-lose situation for me right now, because if I tell you, and you get pissed or whatever,
Or you use it whenever you use
that's just your ammunition. You feel me? Yeah. So, but if I deal with this within myself, bro, you don't need it. Just mellow out today, bro. You got too much on your mind. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'll never understand why it's so shunned upon, like it's so looked down upon, bro. It's like, why wouldn't you help yourself out? If that's gonna help not only yourself but your kids.
Yeah.
Like that, you know what I mean? Like, bro, mental health is one of those things where, even with how much I preach about the gym, you know me, bro. That's one of my main reasons I even go to the gym.
Yeah.
It's my mental.
Oh, honestly, working out is peaceful.
Bro, that's a zen that I've never reached it with alcohol, any type of smoking, no, nothing like that. If you want to mellow out for real and get some things off your chest, bro, go work out. Yeah. Go work out, bro.
And that's a great thing, because it's like, now I think men are starting to realize certain things. It's like, hold up, I don't want to be that person. Don't get me wrong, there's always somebody that's always going to try to blame. Oh, well, my daddy did this. So I'm like, whoa. You and your dad are two different people. Yes, it trickles down, but it's up for you to break generational curses. Because I'm like, for example, I'm the first man in my family to actually graduate college. And I'm like, that's a great thing. It's not that I have bragging rights, but it's like, okay, so I expect my children to go far beyond that. You don't have to worry about that, because that curse is broken. Just like everybody in my family had a baby 20 or earlier. I had my first child when I turned 28. I got married when I was 29. And so my son was probably about if not a year, like a little over a year, when I got married to his mother.
Right.
Now, the thing is, everybody else, 18, 19, 18, 19, 18, 19.
Yeah.
My brothers, my mom, my grandmother, my dad, everybody started having kids when they were like just getting into adulthood. So you weren't able to live real adult life like you should have that. Oh, well, hey, if I want to stay out, I could stay out. It was like you had to grow up because you made those decisions.
Right.
So now I'm like, with my mental health, I'm like, I don't have to really worry about being out in the streets because I had the street life. I had the whole, oh, I'm going to go party, the whole, I'm going to go drinking.
Right.
Oh, I'm going to go here, I'm going to this university, do all these kind of things. So it's like, yeah, if I want to, I could go do that. But it's like, been there, done that.
Right. That's my sister.
Yeah, it's like, I don't have to worry about that. But a lot of people's mental health is because, oh, well, I didn't get to do that. I didn't get to live that, kind of things like that. And I'm like, as a father, it's like, I don't ever want my son to be like, well, daddy wasn't here because daddy was too busy trying to relive being young again.
Right. It was this lady on Instagram. I forgot her name. I apologize. If I find you again, because it was one of them scrolls. If I find you again, I'll put you in the notes down there. She was saying that when it comes to men don't live through their kids. They try to help their kids live better than them. Like my whole point is, I got to this level. My job is to raise the bar. So if you find a guy, I'm not in competition with my son. Yeah. My objective in life is to make someone better than me. So I don't care what you do, just do it great. Right. Yeah. And she was saying the problem with on the other end with the women at that point was
you talking about the podcast? I think it was Just Pearly Things, and she was talking about how women are more and older women are in competition with younger women.
Right.
Yeah.
To try to, I'm trying to be.
Instead of, as men, is like, I was you. I'm trying to get you to be a better version.
Yeah. You 2.0.
Yeah.
It's not, I don't want to replay this game. I want to, here go the cheat codes, fam. Take that, go do something else. Like, we've been here. So, like, and you said, like you said as well, that trickle down effect. All right. Great grandfather was a bad man when it came to the kids. He ain't got time for no kids. If you get on my nerves, you're getting beat down on sight.
Yeah.
And the list goes on. Grandfather, lessen it up. I can be around you, but for short periods of time. We was talking about the other day. You got about 30 good minutes with your dad before if you ain't working or doing something, it's time to go. Yeah. About 30 good minutes. 30 good minutes. But if it ain't working, about 30 good minutes.
Yeah.
Now, and trickle down to us, and I'm like, if you kiss me, I'm kicking with my daughter at the park all the time. Yeah, we go to the park. But at the same time, she understands. Hey, Dad got some work to do. I can't play with you at the park today.
Yeah.
It's just not how that work. Right. I can't play all day.
Business gotta be handled.
There's work to be done. Now, if you want to come work, then come on. Now, I got a son now that's different. You ain't really got a choice, son.
Yeah, you come work.
You got to come work. Because the expectations for you when you get older, you ain't judged by how you look. You judged by what you do.
Yeah.
Probably ain't it's extremely beneficial for you to get up here and turn these bolts and bust your fingers up. It probably ain't.
Yeah.
If you want to do it, because I have to take on what the world bringing to us.
Like, think about it like this. As a man, you get calluses on your hand from the work you do, kind of things like that. Mm-hmm. Could you imagine your woman having calluses like you? Like
hit you with the sandpaper bag.
Don't touch me. No, I'm good. It's like, because as a man, you realize, what I would hope you realize, we not the same. you know as well as I do, men and women are not the same no matter how much people try to put them as the same. As a man, you know you gotta work. You're not gonna get it just by it's less than 1% of men that could possibly finesse their way into not working at all. Like at all.
Yeah.
Most men know if I want it, I gotta go get it. As a lady, you know as well as I do, and I know somebody's gonna be like, well, that shouldn't be that way. You know as well as I do. If you really want it, you can find some man to get it to you. Whether it's your father, whether it's your husband, boyfriend, sugar daddy,
whatever you
dude on the street, somebody will get that for you.
Right. It was speaking of, and I'm probably gonna move on after this. Speaking on that, like, it was a dude who was complaining. He was like, it doesn't make sense that a woman can hop online and just show some skin and make more than the people, cracking up the concrete. I was like, it all sound good. They make a lot of sense right there. The thing that we don't recognize is the people cracking up the pavement is the band. So it's like, that's a double-edged sword, man. Yeah, I'm like, I can't tell. Like, if he want to spend his money on her and he value, they just show you the value of femininity. Like, I'm with these dudes. Hey, bro, I just want something soft and good, and nice to look at. That's it. I'll pay for that. Yeah. So that's why I feel like that price range differs. It ain't they. If you look at it, they subscriptions like $5.20 maybe.
Yeah.
But when you got 500 people paying you $5.20 as opposed to you getting your $20 an hour, you got 8 hours versus 500 subscribers, two different lanes.
Yeah.
Two different lanes.
That's just like the person that, like, don't get me wrong, an engineer make good money.
Yeah.
But compared to NBA player, not even in the ballpark. Not even close.
I mean,
the football, not even close. What, as a red shirt on a football team, what, you get paid like $200?
You pay good money.
Mm-hmm. Like, you get paid good money just playing. Like, you ain't even, you on the practice squad, you ain't even out there in the, like, handling it like everybody else. But you still get paid good. Yeah. So it's like, yes, as an engineer, smart, you're great at your field, but your field is not that person's field.
Your field doesn't build fans. You'll have somebody who, oh man, the way you orchestrate that and put that together, man, that's amazing. Yeah. Like, personally, I wouldn't learn that. So I might come and kick it with you, but the difference between me and a Ray Lewis or LeBron James, like, the people sitting in the stands already came to terms with it. I can't do what you do, bro. I can't dunk. I'm 5'8", bro. I can't dunk.
Like 6'2" and can't dunk.
But I want to see you do this.
I want to see it.
Yeah.
Go for it. 1,000 people in the stands watch one man dunk versus a trillion people gonna use this building, but you only get paid one time for this building. So it's just
I can get paid every time somebody clicks on their video. Bro, how many dudes won't shoot at a female or this and that? Bro, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Run up a bag off of.
And that's the bad thing, because it's like 60% of men, they say, really are not talking to women like that. Like you not even, like, I know some people that were like really in the game, and then there were some people that were, I was in the game playing, but they talked to a couple girls. There are 60% of men that ain't even on the bench.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't even in the league. I'm like, bro, you a spectator. Yeah, I'm like, you a spectator. Just, over here paying to see the people.
Yeah. You wanna be on the court without being on the court. I don't. It's like flag football. I wanna score a touchdown. I just don't want to get hit.
Yeah.
Just pull my flag.
I want no smoke.
No smoke. I don't really want that. I do want to feel what it's like to score a touchdown, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I do want to see what she look like with no clothes on. But I'm afraid of rejection.
Yeah.
Let me just pay you so you don't reject me.
Yeah. I agree.
I prefer rejection. All right. Just tell me no, man. We jumping into You Won't Believe This, and You Won't Believe This is brought to you by.
As always, love to shout out my beautiful wife. Love you, baby. Check out her pages on Instagram and on Facebook. There's Traces Like Mine. This is hair care product for Black women, by Black women, to help Black women. You know, y'all always say the stores don't have a lot of things for Black women. Check them out. Yanni Like Mine. Ladies, if you don't know what your Yanni is, please look it up. It does not clean and it doesn't take care of itself. And Wasted Desires. These are, go to wasteddesires.com. You go on Instagram or you can go on Facebook to look them up. They have waist bleeds, anklets, bracelets, thigh chains, all of the different things you need to make that body look nice.
Top notch. Tyler Bailey, Luxury Clothes by Luxury Guy. When I say luxury, I do mean luxury. So, you know, the price is the price. You're going to pay. It's just what it is. If you want good stuff, you got to pay for good stuff. And what he provides, you want to pay for. D-Mac, he's a barber. My cousin Mike, also known as Regal in his game spaces, he shoots a podcast called SOB. No, it is not what you think. Okay, it's State of Being. State of Being. He's talking about getting out here in these communities and one, making your community a better place. Also, he's on the whole well-being kick right now too. So check him out. You find him on, of course, Facebook and Instagram, all those spaces, but typically the ideal space you to go would be YouTube. Outside of anybody you want to show some love to, show love to yourself, it don't matter.
I mean, you just check out my training spaces, you know what I mean? Just hit me up on Instagram. It's Derek Kelsey, all together in those spaces and anything, all lowercase. Y'all just hit me up if you need any type of meal plans, meal prep, anything. Just DM me. I'll get back with you. We definitely have spaces available.
So I ain't gonna lie. I used to work out with his man. I hated working out with him, but I loved working out with him because we had, 900 days where we had to do like 900 sit-ups. I'm like,
hey, man, that's a solid program.
Man, my stomach, like, you ever had your stomach hurt so bad where you like, I don't want to move. I hate you. I hate everything. Like, don't get me wrong. I give him his props. He is a phenomenal trainer. I have to give him props on that. A couple of people he trained actually went off to college doing great things. Like, I still shout out my homeboy Spencer.
Yes,
Like,
Spence, man.
he does a lot of good stuff. If you don't know, he's at OSU or OU.
He was at OSU, Oklahoma State, but now he's at Ole Miss.
Oh, when did he go Ole Miss?
He just went down there. This is his last year.
Okay. But honestly, his program is phenomenal. But you gonna work. I'm just let you know.
On top of that, this program is really brought to you by something number 4, DA People. That's us. You can find us on all your podcast networks. I'm talking about your Stitcher, we go through Anchor. So Anchor provides that service and it shoots to anybody that you watch podcasts with. Find us on YouTube. If you throw podcasts at the end, there's something, the number 4, DA People, and type podcast. It's going to minimize those search results and get you to our page faster. If you know anybody who would benefit from what we're talking about, please send them on over. We would love to have them. Like, share, subscribe. And if you're on the podcast side, if you're going to leave a star review, 5 stars only, we prefer it that way. And if you don't feel like you can give us 5 stars, which is A-okay, it's fine. And you want to go find another podcast to go and be a member of, I ain't going to never hate you for doing what you need to do to better you. People I can better, I want to better them, and this is what I provide. This is the service. So, like I said, something, the number 4, DA people. If you're on YouTube, type podcast at the end. We're going to jump into the next topic here. All right. Husband puts wife on TikTok because she stole $22,000 out of their joint account. Okay.
Okay. Here's my thing, and don't get me wrong. I partly kind of understood what she was thinking, but you thought wrong, baby. Like, you wrong. Like,
Yeah.
$22,000. So basically, how it comes in, how it starts off, the husband gets a notice in the mail stating that $22,000 is missing from the account.
Mm-hmm.
He goes in to confront his wife, and he's like, baby, why does this say that you have another account and you've taken $22,000 out of the account?
Mm-hmm.
Then the wife proceeds to say, well, we're in this together. And I'm like, I agree, y'all are in this together.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But $22,000, that's a hell of a together moment.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so the wife is saying that that's just in case. I have to make sure I protect myself. And she says that in case you leave me or something of that nature, this money is to make sure that I'm good, because the husband says he doesn't want his wife to work.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that's fine, that's cool.
Right.
And I'm like, I could almost understand, hey, I need money, and that's cool. Because if I'm the only provider, it's not my money and I'm giving you my money. You could be working, but since you're at home and I'm working, that's our money.
Yeah.
So it's like, yes, but there should be a budget on here. But it's almost like you're self-sabotaging yourself because you took $22,000 out of out of an account. It was in a joint account.
Right. Right.
And you put in a private account for just you.
So you stole from us.
Yes.
That's crazy. Yeah.
And I'm like, $22,000? So she's over there the whole time, almost like, well, I ain't gonna give it back, so what you gonna do about it? It's like, almost like you're poking the bear.
Right.
It's like, bruh, like, $22,000? It's like, maybe to a millionaire? Nah, it ain't that big of a deal. Yeah. But to anybody else, like the 95%, yeah, I would say 95% of the rest of the world, $22,000?
Well, they need to also dive into the conversation that's not being had. What put you in position to feel like I was gonna leave you then?
Yeah.
Like what makes you feel like I need to put myself in survival mode around you? Do I not give you what you need? Like, what are the conversations you having with your homegirls, telling them how horrible I am, that makes you feel like, oh, for me to be secure, I need to have this money set aside, like I won't provide for you. Because I know if I put you in a position where you ain't gonna work, and I put you there.
Right.
So you think I'm not gonna secure you if this don't work? I'm gonna get you. You gonna be right.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about that. I'm just if you sitting up here in a position where you feel like this runs the risk of us falling apart, this ain't gonna work. Cool. Tell me that up front, then just say that outright. Don't go and steal from me to put a red flag up. So now I gotta be like, okay, I understand that she may feel like she neglected.
Right.
But a neglected woman who comes and tells me that's one thing. Right. A neglected thief, we neglect a lot of thieves all the time. It's called prison. Throw you right over there, you stay right there, and we're gonna neglect you and run this world without you. Like, and the fact that you talking about I'm not giving it back or this I gotta have this, I gotta do this for me. Hey, live your life. The problem is you think that $20,000 is what's gonna keep you afloat. $20,000 all you need. Right. No, babe.
I understand. I think I understand where she was coming from. I don't know exactly, but okay. Yes, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of ladies, and more than men, that actually will be staying at home. And then, you see them old movies like Waiting to Exhale,
Right.
all that kind of stuff, where the dude just took the money and just ran off for, oh, well, I got another woman, get out, like the Tyler Perry movies and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, I could see how you're worried about that. But if you were that worried about it, A, you should talk to your man. B, why are you with that man? If I had to worry about you that bad, that's like if you knew your wife was a thought out here. She was wilding. And now all of a sudden y'all got married and you were worried. Why did you marry her?
You knew the risk there.
Yeah, if you knew it was possible she could be out here doing it again.
She falling back on her stand like this is regular for me. I'm out here with multiple men. You want to tie down one woman and that's been with multiple men, you got to move a little different.
Yeah.
You got to have a lot, what's the Adam 22 guy? Hey, bro, she's a porn star. Well, he did. He just doubled down on, oh, that's what you do? He found it in himself. Let me say this problem, because I personally can't do it. But for him,
you a number.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I can't do it. I'm not there. But for him to be there, that's on him, man.
That's why I don't understand why you would take that kind of risk, because you self-sabotage yourself. Because any real, and I hate to say it like this because somebody's going to say, well, how you know what real, because I am a man. I know what real men do.
Yeah.
Any real man, not only did you steal, you ran your mouth, like, hold up, you're not going to steal from, like, if you were a dude, like, be honest, any dude that stole from me, if it was family, yeah, you be pissed. You probably beat them down.
Yeah.
But the fact that you talk trash after you stole from me, now, like,
times 10.
yeah, it's like, whatever I was going to give you, now it's here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you wanted the N-word here now.
Yeah.
It's like, no. Like, you can't steal from us and then start talking trash about stealing and what you going to do about it.
Right.
And the only reason you saying what you gonna do about it is because you're a woman.
Yeah.
If you were a man, you already know what you would have did about it. You already know without question.
So, yeah.
But
It's
22,000.
that's when I look at it, I'm looking at it like, so you stole the money, you know how one operates in an ignorant manner, and then you saying, I'm not giving it back. I took it. It's me, and from what he's saying, it's like you stole from us. What you mean? So you're not gonna give us back our money?
Our money. Yeah. Yeah.
So you tell it. Basically, all you doing is signaling to me, I'm finna lead the team.
Yeah.
I want to go be free agent.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to tell you that the contract up before the contract up, but it is. And I'm just trying to squeeze it for as much as I can before I go.
Yeah.
That's some silly, selfish ambition right there.
That's
22,000. Our money.
to put
that 3-letter word right there is our. Like you said, I got you. If we're gonna, let's be further, we're gonna talk about togetherness. We have you at home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We made this decision. Okay, yeah, you're gonna be at the house. I'm gonna take care of all this. Why in the hell would you ever take from us? So at this point, yes, I'm thinking just like you said, bro. Either you got it on your mind that you're gonna be up out of here, or something's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I need to know about. And a lot of times it is in conversations with the homegirl.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? They would, especially the homegirl the sour one. We all know that homegirl, bro. Get from this. You're get to having too many conversations with that homegirl. Yeah, you. Let me holler at you right here. Yeah, no, you've been talking to so and so. Like you feel you. Hey, I mean, you gotta protect your assets also. That's all.
Yeah, that's true.
If you take your relationship, your household, all that seriously, man, you gotta protect that shit, bro.
But there's a lot of times that as a dude, I understand. If you my friend, you want what's best for me. If you not my friend, you don't want what's best for me.
Mm-hmm.
When you saying things that are contradictory to what's best for me, obviously you're not my friend. As a friend, like, if you had told me right now, bruh, man, and I've been holding out like 20 grand from my wife because I just felt like I needed 20. You needed 20 grand? Like, for what? Like, what do, like, okay, if you already got the house, all this other kind of stuff, what do you need 20 grand for? If you're like, hey, bro, I didn't tell her about this 20 grand because I'm trying to surprise her with a house. I could understand that. It's like understandable, but just randomly,
that plays
20?
That plays back to the role of a man. Like you saying, you telling me you took 20,000 just for you? You neglecting your family? You just it don't sound right. You like it's a red flag, bro. What's going on? You really trying to figure out, bro? You got some gambling debt you ain't telling me about? You working with the loans? Like what's going on? To where a dude who would sacrifice his entire life, you would give your life for your family. You telling me you won't give them $20,000? That don't make sense.
Yeah.
That's why when you gotta add that, it's like, because I want us to have a house. Oh, so it is going to y'all. You just making sure y'all don't spend it. Okay, I see that.
It's like, hey, I got it over here, so nobody can touch it. It's like, because that's going toward us.
Right.
So it's like, I want us to be set up that way. But I wouldn't think, don't get me wrong, there's probably some dude out here that's stupid enough to do that. But the majority, most dudes are going to be like, what the hell I need 20 grand for? Like separate from a family? Like, how many dudes you know really just be out here, buy me all the good stuff and I ain't buying my kids? Man, even bummy dudes, man, I buy my child some J's and stuff. I got J's, my kid got matching J's too.
Yeah.
It's like, but you didn't spend the money on what you needed to. Like, you got them shoes on. You clean though.
He good though.
Like, I'm just saying it wouldn't make sense. So why is it? How are you so comfortable enough to be like, what you gonna do about it? Like,
that's the part right there.
It's like not only did you steal this money, because that is what she did. She stole.
Yeah, she definitely stole.
But it's like you cut me deep. This hurt.
That's stupid.
But then all of a sudden you looked at me as you poured in the salt.
Yeah.
Like you looked me dead in my eyes.
I'm not gonna
like,
stop.
What you gonna do?
I'm not gonna stop.
I'm like, hold up.
Boy.
Like that's why I'm like,
it's different.
only thing I could see coming from that, I'm like, you call me a weaker man or whatever, is divorce.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that's gonna come from this. Ain't no, we're gonna talk about it, we're gonna go to counseling. Because you just told me you didn't get two craps.
That's inevitable, bro. Because what you gonna do even if you stay with that person? That's been in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
That's stealing cheating. Come on now. You ain't just gonna, yeah, it's cool, we moving on. No, you never move on.
Yeah. It's like at some point in time, like, think about it. Okay, you make money, and now you're putting it in the account and everything, and you didn't notice this until you got a bill. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, how much money have I been losing?
Right.
Because if you put $22,000 in this account,
right,
how much other money have you been spending on top of this $22,000?
Right. How much were you planning on? When were you planning on stopping this? If I wouldn't have caught your ass.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
That part right there, bro, I don't know. That's a hard one to approach without saying that, hey, yeah, this is over.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can go with it, bro.
I don't see no other route.
I don't see, and I know somebody's gonna be like, "Well, you can work through any."
I'm not trying to work through.
No.
I was already working for better.
Right.
I'm not. One thing I won't keep in my house is a dog I can't pet. Ain't no dog that I'm buying food for and giving for gonna bite me.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
That's the old saying.
You're gonna be euthanized, or you're gonna get with the program.
Never bite the hand that feeds you.
If you got everything you need, you come here. The fact that the level of trust that man had for you to have the card, the access to the account, to get the money whenever you want. The fact that you can even do a move like that shows you he was all in. All in. If I wasn't, you would not have access in the first place. You couldn't do it.
And especially if you had look at it like this. If you had 22,000, and the only reason this man realized is because a bank statement came, it's like
looking for it.
I wasn't even looking for the 22,000. It was just a bank statement came. Obviously, this man was making real good money, and he had this money. He gave you this card. Hey, get what you need, do what you need to do, all that kind of stuff. And you don't notice none of it until a statement comes in the...
So I'm just...
Bro, think about it right now. Real quick. $5,000 come out of your bank account right now. It's like, pressure. Look, bro, it's like, don't get me wrong. I'm doing better than the average person, but $5,000 coming out of my bank account. I promise you, I'm going to notice.
$5,000 come in my bank account. I already know. If I don't know, it's like you just opened up the gates of hell. It's gonna get hot and heavy in this mug. It's gonna be real quick. It's like the fact that he came in there asking her about it, I don't need to ask. I got access to this account. You got access to this account. I didn't take it out. And ain't nobody who I'm paying gonna get 5 G's from me currently. Right. So that's a you thing. I'm coming to you, and I'm not asking you where the money go. Why you take my bread? Exactly.
And at that point in time, I know somebody gonna be like, "Oh well, why does it gotta be his bread?" Because at that point in time, it's like
you separate yourself from the team.
Yeah, like we were on the team.
When that man gave her that card, when he gave her access to, when you give access to your money, you can dove off the deep end. So I'm all the way in here. So however he reacts.
Yeah, this is like
handle your business.
Like,
man,
he a better man than me because I was like, I don't see myself asking a question, and I do not believe in putting my hands on a woman, but for her to sit here and say, well, "What you gonna do about it?"
When I got hard evidence, when I got this is in your face, and you still gonna be like that with me. Yeah, it's a problem.
And I always think about that. I know we talk about equality and stuff, but that right there shows you it's not equal. Because any man, like, I love my brother to death. And I kill for my brother. But let my brother steal some money from me and then tell me what am I going to do about it?
First of all, he wouldn't say it because he know what happens when you say that. Like, two men say it. What are you going to do about it? Yeah. You must forgot this. That goes back to when I said men don't do frenemies. Either you my friend or you my enemy. You ain't in between.
No.
Yeah.
And on top of that, there's some emotional stability. But people get it confused. They think emotional stability is I'm gonna be this way all the time. No. My stability is for my friends, I'm here. Mm-hmm. For my enemies, I'm here. Once you decide to ask me what I'm going to do about it, you saying in your stability for friends, ain't even no space for you to react out of line.
Yeah, right.
So what you going to do? Oh, so let me just, this is how you said it. I'm going to pull you out of it. It's like a Lego brick. I'm going to pull you right out of that bracket and put you in that fuck you bracket. And now,
like, what do I do to somebody
that I don't fuck with?
Exactly.
Yeah. Real quick, it can go there. It don't take long. It can go there.
Bruh, my uncle told me this one back in the day. He was like, this was in Thailand. He was like, Williams Chicken. He was talking about dude got his head blown off over 50 cents.
Yeah.
And he was like, and they asked the dude, why you do that? He was like, it ain't even about the money. It's the principle. I'm like, for you to get killed over 50 cents?
Bro, that's just like what people need to understand about dudes, and I hope that everybody really, stability, predictability, and all that boring stuff, that's where you want a man at.
Mm-hmm.
When you know what, because it's like a gun. If you know the bullets ain't in the gun, it's a safe gun. Like nobody gonna kill it. It's a toy.
Yeah.
But when you're dealing with a man, the bullet's always in the chamber. The handler gotta know how you dealing with. Look, I know me going to this space ain't in my best interest. There's certain places I don't go, and certain people I don't talk to because I know I'm always loaded, bro.
Yeah.
If somebody come at me left, I can go left.
Real quick.
The best maintenance I can do is preventative. Let me get out of food way. I'm gonna get out your way, bro. Because you're gonna take me somewhere that I can't come back from.
So especially when I'm already left mentally.
Yeah. It's like I already got a few issues. I already got issues. I'm trying not to take my issues.
I don't want to go there. I already got some pent up childhood trauma. I've been waiting to unload. I don't really talk to my therapist.
And that's why they always say when women fight, okay, it's women fight, it's whatever. When men fight, that's like, hey, men don't usually get out there really fighting unless it's one of them. You know what? Because it could lead to that moment. Somebody gotta die here.
Yeah.
It's like before I die, you gonna die.
Yeah.
And it's like, without question, I kill you real quick. I ain't gotta be hood. I ain't gotta be. You can be the preppiest dude in the world. Before I let you kill me, I'm kill you. And we're gonna call it a day. So let's not get to this situation because we know how this could go.
Right. You ain't even in that lane, buddy.
Right.
You ain't my enemy, don't be my enemy.
But
you ain't my friend, don't worry about it.
Right.
But we're gonna go on to the next subject so we can keep going. Ooh, Lord,
getting robbed can take you though. You jumping into just so you know. Here's the question: would you rather be happily married or rich and single? And how has that affected our generations?
Anybody want to take this one first?
I'm definitely gonna go with happily married. Bro, I don't like going through life with nobody on the team. Like I need to know good, bad, indifferent, somebody rocking with it. You know what I'm saying? I said it before. It's a lifetime subscription. Your cable company or your streaming platform wouldn't be what it is today if they didn't have people they can count on to renew their subscription all the time. These wish-washy people I'm here as long as the series here. As soon as that series gone, I'm gone. Those people who I'm here while there's money here. As soon as you go down bad, I'm out. But that's a crazy existence. That's real hard to deal with. I can't, it goes against my stability. Granted, financially I'm stable, but when it comes to people-wise, being that unstable, not knowing who I can trust, it goes to the Drake song. No new friends. Well, if I got rich before I got the quality friends, every friend, I'm going to be like, I got to question you, and I don't want to have to question you. So but in order for me to do that, I got to put a lot on the line if I'm going to have to trust you. So now I'm like, I'm up a meal, and I'm like, all right, who I'm finna have around me? Now I got to look at you different because it's like, oh, well, you stole from the store when we was kids and we didn't really rock that tough in the beginning. Right. Now you here every day.
Yeah.
It make it difficult. I'm like, I don't really think I should have you around because I don't move in circles where I got to steal from nobody. And you already shown that you can't. That's what you would do and put in that position. I'm the biggest thing in your life right now as far as finance. Your job ain't finna give you $1 million, but you can knock me off and get $1 million. You can rob me for $1 million. You can take from me instantly. So no, we just saw an example. I gave you the keys to the kingdom. I gave you the accounts. I put you up in a house. You had a cush life, no issues, no problems. You went and found some problems.
Yeah,
it's a problem that I don't have the money in my account. Right. So our account ain't good. Your account's better than our account. Yeah. I'm rich, but I ain't got stable people around. I ain't got subscriptions that's gonna renew. Because I'm gonna get rid of you, and then I gotta go out here and try to find a better customer, and I'm like, you looking at me for the shows I got, but them shows they operate in seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, that show gonna go off the TV. It's not gonna be here, and I know you don't feel like watching reruns all the time,
Mm-hmm.
so you gonna leave me.
Yeah.
I need somebody who's here for. I don't care what you put on here, fam. I'm here because you provide this. Like, you are what I'm here to see.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here for you. That's why I want to be married. I don't
would definitely go with happily married, bro. Because just like you were saying, bro, it's certain, like, it might be going a little too deep, but my granddad and my mom used to say this all the time when I was growing up. But the riches of this earth, these are things that I can't take with me.
Yeah.
But it's certain things, it's certain gems, little diamonds in the rough that I can leave behind if I leave or embed these principles and things into my children, into those around me. These type of things never go away. You know what I mean? So I would definitely, man, taking all that money, just like you said, just to have all these people around me because of that. Because now, what do I do when this is gone? Except for sit in this house by myself or this or that. You know what I mean? So, bro, I would take a hard working 12-hour whatever day and coming home to wife and kids or whoever, I'd take that all day rather than having all this money that I can, I'm buying section, popping bottles, all this and that. None of this love is coming with me after the fact. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's just like, they were talking about how everybody showing all these rappers and stuff, all this love. How are these boys getting all these streams and stuff after they're gone? That's so crazy to me. And that shows you the love ain't there. But when the money is there, when bottles being popped, when all the weed smoking there, yeah, everybody vibing. But at the end of the day, if I lose this all right now, who gonna help me build this again?
Yeah.
Right.
I'll 100% agree with you. And we might as well make this unanimous because I would say happily married. Happily married, hands down, because it's not like we can't. Happily married and we in this together, we could build riches. A lot of those great people actually built their empire with their spouse. That's why their spouse became their day one. Jeff Bezos, he is one of the top 3 richest people in the world. Now, when him and his wife divorced, he gave her like 90, what was it, like almost $90 billion.
Something with that.
It was so, and he was like, because she been down for me since day one.
Uh-huh.
We may not work out,
Yeah.
but without her, I wouldn't be who I am. And we all know the value for a lot of women, which I wish more women would understand, is a real woman could push a man into the stratosphere.
Yeah.
Like, you can make a man think he could accomplish anything if you're the right woman. So I'm like, if happily married, hey, bruh, she gonna take care of me when I get home. I'm gonna be out here trying to get what we need, trying to do as much as possible because she's pushing you to that.
Right.
So it's like whether we make $100,000, $1 million, or $1 trillion, like that's gonna be with that happily ever after by my side.
Right.
Versus, I'm rich. But I gotta worry about you stealing from me. Oh, this person trying to use me for this money. Oh, well, she could definitely give me some because I got this money.
Right.
But what happened when this money goes? Oh, she gone. Or when she finds somebody with a bigger bank account. It's like, all these different things. And the same with certain dudes. It's like, he with you right now because, you can help him out in bad times. But then, next thing I know, when good times start happening, it's like, I don't need you no more.
Yeah. It's like that one guy who gets with the girl during income tax time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I just need you to buy me the Grand Marquis, babe. After I get that, now I'm rolling tough. You know what I'm saying? I can afford gas, I just couldn't afford the car.
Right.
Yeah.
I got transaction done, baby. All right, I'm moving up. So now I get the fine girls to put in the Grand Marquis that you feel like you paid for, but at the end of the day, that's why I was there. Wish-washer. You ain't lifelong subscription. I guarantee you, if it ain't income tax time and you met her, we both walking.
Mm-hmm.
I was walking, she was walking, we was both about to catch the bus. I said something. I was like, how can we make this work? Boom. Now, income tax come. Now we put, instead of the Grand Marquis, we probably bought a Cadillac because I put my income tax with it.
Right.
You put your income tax with it. We both ride. I ain't trying to put nobody else in here.
Right.
It's us.
Mm-hmm.
It's different. Build don't be rich and financing poor relationships.
Yeah.
Like, it's not beneficial because you gaining all this to share with who? You gaining all this to do. I don't care how many seats on a private jet, you only take up one. That's it.
Yeah.
So get you a situation where, and marriage might not be your speed,
Mm-hmm.
but get you a core group that you know, hey, up, down, in, out, indifferent, whatever go on, they got it.
Mm-hmm.
So, long as I'm pouring into them, they pouring into me. That's why I believe men should go to the gym, have you a workout crew, a group of men who just, our primary concern is our health and our body, fam. That's what we're working on today. I want to go hit this gym. DK gonna be up there. Jeremy gonna be up there. We gonna hit these weights. We inviting y'all to come out, come do this with us. You gonna feel better because you get that stress off you from the week, and also you gonna look better. And you typically,
when you feel better and look better, you do better.
So now you got all that going on for you, but you also got a core group that's gonna hold you accountable.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, we up here at the gym. Where you at?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Not that he can't. It ain't that he can't go in here and hit the gym by himself. It's not that he can't push it up on his own. He don't really need you for a spot. Drop 5 pounds. I'm still in the game.
You got the fellowship.
It's about the. We did this together. We built us.
Exactly.
That's why we here.
But that's where it comes to generation, community.
Yeah.
Because look at it like this: a community of man could accomplish so many different things. If you look at the civil rights movement and all those kind of things, no one person accomplished any of that stuff by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they could bring all those things in, and they were poor. None of them had bank like that. We got billionaires out here now, but we still ain't making real moves.
Man, just think about the Montgomery bus boycott.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me we ain't got but so many cars, but I'm willing to take my gas and take you to work just so you don't get on that bus so they can fill us.
Right.
In fact, you know what? If your job closed, bro, hey, don't come pick me up. I'm gonna just walk. Go pick such and so up. She a little bit further. We built it together. Now it worked so well. They was like, we need to pass legislation because they ain't gonna get on the bus on their own. We gotta pass legislation to force them on the bus. So the customers you don't want because you push them to the back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now you found out I need y'all because y'all was the subscriber, the lifelong subscriber. Y'all, due to the situation that we was placed in, y'all ain't the ones who can afford the cars to leave me behind.
Yeah.
So it forced you to look at us in a different light. Now, I need to cater to the people who putting on for me.
Mm-hmm.
They got to get to work. It's a mutual relationship. My job is determined by you getting on this bus. And I can't force you to get on the bus.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what? Let me do right by you.
Yeah.
Simple.
But that's the whole life. Nowadays, people want to be rich so bad. And don't get me wrong, everybody wants to be wealthy where they don't have to worry about things. But the idea is that family, that actual healthy marriage can make you feel better than any billionaire. Because there's so many people out here like, oh, I want to be rich. Don't get married. Don't have a person of trust or anything like that. So at some point in time, you have to realize what's better for you, the money or happiness.
And on that note, I think we're going to leave it right there. Mm-hmm. This has been another episode of Something for the People.
Y'all be easy.
Oh,